Okay, hi. I'm going to be doing my drama vlog on my end of year exam piece, Girls Like That. I've got whole notes and questions and stuff here, so that's probably what noises you'll be hearing. So, other people coughing and stuff, but yeah. So, why do I like it, or do I like it? Yes, I love it. It's so relevant to modern day. The style is Brecht, and that's probably like one of my favourite pieces of styles of drama to do, and this is probably the best piece of drama that I could do in the style of Brecht. It's not just the acting, but you get to show what you're doing, and it's not just that, but it's, yeah. I've got very strong opinions about the subject which the play is based on. It's the whole social media, judgment, hierarchy, and further on it gets quite into sort of like girly cliques and things, which I don't think, in my opinion, is not something that should happen. It's just the whole social media thing that determines our lives and how people see you. It's just not, I don't understand why people do it. I don't understand why our entire lives seem to revolve around social media. However, saying that as a 14-year-old girl, I probably couldn't go a day without it. It's just how our generation and in our day and age, we can't. Everything revolves around our phones, our iPads, music, streaming things, and photos, and sharing funny memes and things like that. So it's that. I think it's the relevance of Girls Like That. It's all based around like what. So like a girl shares a photo. One, I don't think any of my friends or myself would share. But shares it, not realising that the entire school is then going to see it, and then, like, there are bad consequences for her. Let's put it like that. Okay, so challenges of characters and the style of theatre. So, style of theatre is Brecht, like I said, and it's quite hard to portray specific characters. We've only got really two characters. We've got Scarlett, which is the only named character, and then there's a group of girls who I guess are friends, and evolve and kind of become a bit bitchy, but I think that's the whole point of the play. It's trying to get the character of Scarlett and the point across, because the subtext of the piece of theatre is very specific. It's trying to make it, yeah, it's kind of difficult to explain. But I think the four of us who are doing the play, we've sectioned it out, so the lines and paragraphs and things. I think we should keep as it is, but the subtext is very specific, and if that isn't made clear, I don't think it'll make much sense. In the actual script, there are references to chickens and a hierarchy and the newbies, as it were. And I think that's the same in groups of friends. I think the hierarchy or the popularity determines how we see people. I know at school that's the case, and I'm sure in certain jobs and workplaces that's often the case. I mean, even just with having a boss and having people who have just started working, and there are people in the middle as well. And I think somewhere in the first few pages there's a line that says, I am in the middle, and I would suggest for any 5-year-old this is the wisest place to be. You know, what my mother told me means nothing on the first day of school, whatever. And I think that's a very valid point. Nothing makes specific sense. You're told specific stereotypes of what school's going to be like and how you make friends and things like that. But in reality, it's nothing like that. You have groups of popular people, but what makes them popular? I've never really got that. So the relationships, I think all the girls start as like 5-year-olds and they've just started reception at a school. And these are supposed to be long-lasting friendships, and they evolve over time. So during the play, some of the girls get more bitchy, some of them I think are quite intelligent but want to be in that kind of group of really sort of snobby people, actually. And I think if in like a gang of girls or group of girls, there's always one or two people who are prominent leaders, and the rest of the group sort of follow and nod and say, oh yeah, that's so true, that so and so's so fat, or so and so's like really out of it today. And I think it's not the best way to describe people, but I think that is how society works. I don't like it. I don't think that should be how we work as a society. And I think at our age, 14, 13, older, 15, 16, whatever, I think we should choose our friends based on personality, instead of looks or how we act. Whereas this piece of theatre is very much so about their looks. And Scarlett's photo is like, oh well, I've got bigger boobs than her, I'm better than her. Or like, she's fat and I'm not, and that makes me feel good about myself. And it's wrong. You shouldn't be like that around people. So yeah, I really don't agree with some of the things that are said in the play, but it makes a very, very valid point. And there's a bit where it's like, oh, girls who remember such and such, and some of it's embarrassing, some of it's trying to be funny, but it's not. And it's that kind of thing where our reactions of how we've staged it so far is like, oh well, yeah, that's trying to be funny, but it's kind of awkward and a bit weird. So yeah, I think is an initial point of view towards the relationships of the girls and how they act towards each other. They show they're quite hostile in places, and I don't think that's how we should act.